Hi everyone, I hope that you are ready to start your 30-day no sugar challenge next week. I just want to briefly talk about what you can expect during these 30 days. If you haven't quit sugar before, it might be hard to anticipate what's actually going to happen. So the first week you are most likely going to experience the most cravings because you will have the physiological withdrawal, as in you're used to eating a lot of sugar and you're now not getting that, and that is messing with your hormones. You are going to have the psychological withdrawal. You're just going to think about it a lot, probably. And the physiological withdrawal can also have things like you can feel extremely tired because you are used to having maybe that afternoon snack and now you're not having it because you're avoiding eating a lot of excess carbs. And all of a sudden you're going to feel very sleepy and you're going to be very tired because your body is used to you constantly giving it food. So all of those things can happen in the first week. So this is probably going to be the hardest week. And I would say, as with most things, day 3 is usually the worst day. Day 1, we're excited, we're motivated, our bodies are like, okay, we can handle this. Day 2, we start feeling a little bit down, and day 3 is like, what the hell is going on? And then we start picking up from there. So you will most likely have a lot of cravings of different kinds, and if you want to skip ahead a little bit and watch some of my other videos on cravings management, just feel free to do that. Go on my YouTube channel if you're not there already. Have a look through my videos, and there is a video called Not Eating Sugar is Easy or something like that. That's where I go through how to actually allow cravings and not respond to them. So that could be a useful one. But there are lots of little gems out there with good tips and tricks that you can have a look through if you want to. And I'm going to address this in week 2, but if you in week 1 feel like, oh my god, I need to go there right now, then just do so. So in week 1 I'm going to mainly focus on the nutrition side of things, what to eat, what not to eat, and so on. So in week 2 you might start to feel more energized. The physical withdrawal is hopefully better. For most people it probably will be. For some people, especially if you've been eating a lot of carbs throughout the day, grazing for a very long period of time, you might still be struggling in week 2 a lot. And that's fine. That's just how we're built. That's how we're designed. That's how we're supposed to be. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just how it is. And we have to accept that. You might start feel a little bit empty, as if things aren't really fun anymore, because what was fun in your life was eating the ice cream and it helped you relax and it gave you joy. It does give us joy when we're just thinking about eating those kind of things. We're lighting up in our brains. We get that dopamine release and the reward just thinking about eating it. So there's nothing strange there either. You will probably start feeling a little bit empty in week 2 already. It's totally normal. It's what's making us human. Unfortunately, the dopamine withdrawal can actually last for weeks. So just get used to it and know that it will pass, but it could feel like shit for weeks if you continue to not eating sugar, and that's fine. Once we're through though, we're getting on a high, and that's good. So in week 3, the physical withdrawals should be gone for most people. If they're not entirely gone, they're probably pretty good if you haven't eaten excessive amount of carbohydrates or sugars. You should be pretty good to go. But the mental cravings are most likely still going to be there, and they're going to be there for a long time. We do have cravings. That's just, that's how we function. We have practiced giving into these cravings for so many years, we can't expect them to just go away in a couple of weeks. And you might start thinking a little bit about, okay, I'm in week 3, I'm halfway. What am I going to eat when I'm done? And you start planning what's going to happen. And it's sort of some sort of survival mechanism. It's like, yeah, I can do this, but I don't like it. So what am I going to do when I'm finished? So you kind of almost going to have this dreamy little state about what's going to happen when you're actually finished with the challenge and how you're going to enjoy this ice cream or whatever it is. And we really want to go there in our heads. And as I said, it's a survival mechanism, but it's not exactly useful. And I'm going to try to address that with having you changing your thinking a little bit, think about why you don't actually want to eat sugar and so on. But we'll get to that in week 3 and also in week 4. And week 4 is pretty much very similar to week 3 in terms of cravings. But this is where you actually have to start to seriously think about what you're going to do when you have finished this little challenge. Are you going to go back to eating sugar, or are you actually not going to do that? Or are you maybe just going to eat sugar every now and then? You have to kind of make some sort of decision, and you have to start thinking about it seriously. So I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks about how to manage this towards the end. And, you know, depending on what you want to do, I'll try guide you in the right direction, in the direction that is actually useful to you, so you don't just go back and start binging and just saw this as some sort of challenge that you could do and then you just go back to your old normal life. I want you to have something, some sort of achievement and some tools and the practices that you can do if you actually want to manage the cravings by the end of this. So just know that as great as it is not eating sugar, the suffering can feel really, really real. And it is real. We have physical withdrawal, we have dopamine withdrawal, and some people get headaches, we can feel shaky, we're really tired. All sorts of things can be going on when we stop eating sugar. And unfortunately, the only cure for sugar withdrawal is sugar. So we are going to have to go through this. I'm very sorry to deliver the bad news, but that's actually what's going on, and that's what you will have to do if you want to quit sugar. But there are ways of managing this that works better than others. The physical withdrawals, the only thing you can actually do with that is maybe increase your carbs a little bit if you want to go that way, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But in terms of cravings management and staying sane and managing those, I'm going to definitely address that in less than 5 minutes per day. And this one is going to be longer than 5 minutes, I realized, but it's not going to be super long because I'm almost done. So I'm really looking forward to hear about your experience about going through a 30-day no sugar challenge, and I hope that it will be an eye-opener for you, especially if you haven't ever done this before, because sometimes we think that it's just a challenge and I'll do it and I'm using my willpower and it's going to be terrible, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's good for me. But instead, I'm hoping that it will be an experience that will teach you some skills and give you some knowledge that you can use in the future so that you can actually get started on your journey to maybe quitting sugar permanently. Even if that is not right after this challenge, you will still have some tools that you can use whenever you feel like you need to get back in control. So that's what I want for you, to just give you a taste of what life could actually be like after you have quit sugar and how to actually get there, because that is not obvious to most of people. At least it wasn't to me until I found the solution. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so. But also, if you haven't signed up for the actual challenge yet and you want a daily email from me during this challenge with some action steps that you can take and so on, you can just go to this address that you see down there, which says www.reinstallyourhealth.com/30-day no sugar challenge. If you go there, you can just sign up, put your name and your email in, and you will just get an email from me confirming that you are signed up. And then on the 18th of November, you will get your first email. If you sign up after the 18th of November, you will get your 30 emails anyway. They will be automatically sent out to you one at a time, but you won't be where the majority of people are, because we want to start on the same day just so that we can kind of cheer each other on a little bit. So that's totally up to you. And yeah, like the video, share it if you know someone who needs to quit sugar. Maybe you have a bunch of friends and you want to do it together. Just get together, sign up, do it together, and have fun. as much fun as you can have. I'll see you next week. Bye.